Imagine the raw, paralyzing grip of fear that freezes you to your core, stealing your breath and clouding your thoughts. That was Jacob. He was returning home, but the mere thought of meeting his brother Esau after 20 years was a torment that seized his entire being. He remembered the betrayal, Esau's furious threats, and every fiber of his being was consumed by the terror of a confrontation he was convinced would end in violence for him and his family. He couldn't think straight, only feel the cold dread. He'd sent his family ahead, not just for protection, but because he was almost paralyzed by his own terror, unable to lead them confidently into what he believed was certain doom. This was a battle he had to face alone, or, more accurately, be consumed by alone. A reckoning with the ghosts of his past and the overwhelming, immobilizing dread of what lay ahead. As night cloaked the land, an unexpected, terrifying encounter began. But was this stranger truly an external threat, or a physical manifestation of every fear Jacob had meticulously built up in his mind, now given form? Each grapple, each painful twist, felt like he was fighting his own demons. The gnawing anxiety that had been paralyzing him for weeks, the crushing guilt, the sheer terror of what Esau might do. He was physically fighting, yet internally, he was still frozen by the magnitude of his dread. This wasn't just a physical fight. It was a desperate, primal struggle against the fear that threatened to consume him whole, preventing him from moving forward, from thinking clearly. He wrestled not just for survival, but for a glimmer of hope to break free from this terrifying mental prison. As the first light touched the horizon, the mysterious figure demanded, "Let me go." But Jacob, though broken and in agony, held on tighter, fueled by a desperation that finally transcended his fear. "I will not let you go," he cried out, his voice raw with defiance and fervent longing. "Unless you bless me." It was a desperate plea to escape the paralysis that had gripped him, a demand for a new identity beyond his terror. In that moment, Jacob's deepest fear, the fear of remaining the same, of being forever cursed by his past, of continuing in this state of mental paralysis, finally propelled him to demand a blessing. He refused to release his grip until he received an assurance, a transformation, something that could finally quell the terror within and allow him to move again, truly move after years of being frozen. And then the revelation. "What is your name?" the figure asked. "Jacob," he replied, shedding the old identity steeped in fear and paralysis. "Your name shall no longer be Jacob, but Israel, for you have struggled with God and with humans, and most profoundly, with your own overwhelming, immobilizing fear, and have overcome." Jacob, the deceiver, the fearful, the paralyzed, was now Israel, one who struggles with God, and emerged transformed, finally free to move forward. He bore a limp, a lifelong mark of his profound encounter. But more importantly, he carried a new heart, a new name, and a spirit liberated from the chains of his deepest anxieties, no longer frozen by dread. Jacob's night at the Jabbok teaches us a crucial truth. Sometimes, our greatest battles aren't against external enemies, but against the crushing, paralyzing weight of our own fears and past mistakes. It's when we confront those internal demons, wrestle with them through the darkest night, and refuse to let go until we find our blessing, that we truly discover strength, courage, and a path to freedom from fear's icy grip. Israel's journey is a powerful reminder that transformation comes through persistence, honest self-reflection, and an unyielding desire to overcome our deepest fears. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and share.